Cathy here. Today's my birthday, and I want to bring you my favorite Christmas book gems on my birthday. My favorite fictional book gems. The Other Wise Man by Henry van Dyke. The original was written in the 1800s, really for adults. It's a beautiful book, a book I discovered when I was a teenager and have loved ever since. This one is more recently retold by Pamela Kennedy for children, and the pictures are wonderful. It's a little hard to find now, but I think we should petition that it be reprinted. See how wonderful these pictures are? It's the story of Artaban, a fourth wise man who'd been searching the heavens with the other three, but he lived far away, and the plan was that when they saw the star rising in the east, they knew that that would be a sign that the king was going to be born or was born. So when Artaban sees the star in the east, he races to meet up with the other three wise men to cross the desert, but he's unavoidably detained when he stops to help someone who's very injured and in desperate need. So by the time Artaban reaches the point of departure, the other three had gone. They left a note saying that they were crossing the desert. He could catch up with them. But Artaban had an exhausted horse at that point. He had no camel. So he has to go back. He's already sold all of his possessions and his house to buy 3 precious gems, a sapphire, a ruby, and a pearl to give to the king. But he has to use the sapphire to outfit himself to cross the desert. So he does. Finally, he reaches Bethlehem. But the other 3 wise men have been and gone. And rumor has it that the young child that they had visited and brought gifts to, that he and his parents have fled in the night. Rumor has it they've gone to Egypt, though no one knows why. Well, in that moment, the city's in an uproar, and ruthless soldiers are searching the houses, and we know exactly why from the biblical account. So Artaban uses his ruby to ransom the life of a child and save this child for his family. Artaban goes to Egypt, and he searches, but he can't find the king. In fact, Artaban spends his whole life searching, 33 years. He's old and he's tired. He makes his way back to Jerusalem, and that city's in an uproar. What's going on? What is this? And someone says, haven't you heard? They're crucifying 2 robbers today, and a man that they're calling King of the Jews. His name is Jesus. Artaban thinks, my pearl, I still have my pearl. Perhaps I can give this pearl to Jesus' enemies and ransom his life. And he's on his way to do just that when a young girl is being sold into slavery and a fate worse than death to pay her father's debts. Artaban knows that he could use this pearl to pay those debts and free this child. But he can't do that and get it to help Jesus at the same time. And yet he can't leave this girl in this horrible situation. So he pays the debt, and the girl is free. Suddenly the sky darkens, the earth rumbles, a tile falls from a building and lands on Artaban. And as Artaban fell to the ground, I want to read this bit from Pamela Kennedy's version. As Artaban fell to the ground, he heard a quiet yet insistent voice speak to him over the thunder. Artaban, the voice called softly. You have been a good and faithful servant. I was hungry and you fed me. I was naked and you brought me clothes. I was in prison and you visited me. Come now to the rest I have prepared for you. Not so, Lord, whispered Artaban with the last of his strength. When did I do all these things for you? And the voice answered, whenever you helped one of my people in need, you helped me. The peace of understanding fell upon Artaban's soul like a gentle rain, and he smiled. His journey on earth was ended. His treasures were accepted. The other wise man had found the king. The Other Wise Man by Henry Van Dyke, or retold by Pamela Kennedy. I hope these will become gems, book gems, in your treasury of Christmas books. They certainly are in mine. So take care. God bless. I look forward to being with you next week, Christmas week, when I'll share the best Christmas story of all.